What? On the floor. On the floor. In the bedroom. Good evening, my friends. Tonight at 9 o'clock, we're going to be going over in depth the biggest new changes to LinkedIn that will mean better recruiting for you. And in many cases, all you have to do is turn them on. So tonight, make sure you go to maxsteingart.com/free training. It's going to be a real game changer. Now, Sandy, those moving images are called GIFs. And now that everybody's working off of expanded networks that have 5G or greater, posting moving images will get you more visibility. Okay, now so Debbie writes, Max, a few people are disconnecting. How long should I send without a response? Debbie, I'd probably only send maybe 6. And then, take them off. Okay. Caroline, we'll definitely look at that. Before I get into today's subject, let me look. Let me look on Facebook. I guess, no, I think it was on LinkedIn. All right. So Michael sent me this message.
Good morning.
Good morning, Michael.
Or afternoon.
Good point. Good point. Okay, so this company that you're working with called Stride.
Yes.
Is that a networking company or is that a company you're working for with a regular job?
It's a networking company.
Okay.
What they do is one part of it is medical underpayments from facilities that they use a software program that searches out all the medical underpayments that were not paid to the facility. And we help the hospitals basically from shutting down because they're not getting paid by the insurance companies. That's one part of it. They also do tax management system.
Mm-hmm.
where they go out and find your tax credits for anything.
Okay. So during yesterday's call, the owner said that if there is any hint of a cold contact or cold submission, you'll get fired.
Yep, you'll be fired.
Now, when he says fired, that kind of implies, are you being paid?
No, you're gonna be kicked out of Stride and won't be able to do anything with Stride anymore.
Okay, well, that's terminated, not fired.
Okay.
Um,
I see where he's coming from, because doing this kind of thing, you gotta be careful because of HIPAA violations and legalities and all that. He wants to make sure that you have a relationship with that person and you build up enough trust. And some of these people they're creating websites and all that and spamming these people, and that's what set them off.
well, for sure, for sure. But you see, you're not doing any of that.
No,
Okay, frankly, what you're doing is, completely above board. And so the bottom line is you're not sending any kind of a promotional message to anybody that you have no connection to. Number one, you're just reaching out and you're making connections with people, period. People that would normally routinely be interested in what you're doing, but you're not talking about what you're doing. You're not bringing it up. You're just making the connection. So if you follow the scripts, first message, you make the connection. The second message, you just confirm that you've made the connection. Now, how you go and introduce your business, would be another issue.
yeah,
But under no way would you ever be accused of spamming anybody, because you're not going to talk about your business. You're not going to bring it up unless people either ask you about it or you've been communicating with somebody and in answer to a question, you bring it up. So it's nothing that you have to concern yourself about. But Jason is naturally concerned about it, because let me explain what happens. All right. If people in your company are just jumping out and slamming people on LinkedIn with all kinds of offers about your business, LinkedIn, and they've done this before, LinkedIn will scramble the link to your company website. Okay, no one will be able, and they'll literally blackball, your company. So anybody that makes any reference to the company won't be able to do it on LinkedIn. They've done this before, with other companies, but in no way. So you send to your company, if I make contact from LinkedIn,
starting as a cold contact.
well, is Well, I don't know what they're gonna say. I don't know whether you gave them enough, if I make a contact from LinkedIn starting as a cold contact, but learning about them and their needs before well, see what they say. You
Yeah, yeah.
you may have to go in and elaborate a little more, but there's nothing that you're learning from me that will ever put you at risk or anything like that. So
Okay.
shouldn't be
What
concerned.
they suggested is go after businesses with the tax credit program they have. And then they see the results from that, they might be more naturally inclined to accept this underpayment thing.
Um,
Got that backwards.
you might want to add some things to your profile to give yourself a little credibility along along those lines. Let me take a look down here. One suggestion, if you're sending motivational messages to people after 4 or 5 attempts and they're not even looking at them, then cut back to maybe one a week.
Oh, me?
I'm just talking to everybody in general.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, a few people I sent out and it's like nothing.
All right, let me all right, now I've got a couple of, like, Gary Miller here wants to connect with me. So turning your LinkedIn profile into a commercial for your business is, for all intents and purposes, the kiss of death. I'll accept them. Roger Tate. Right, first, let me log out of my account. So Caroline is talking to Michelle. So Michelle is looking for work, an on-site manager. Let me unmute Caroline.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah, hi Caroline. So do you
How
know
are
what,
you?
good. Do you know what this woman does?
Yeah.
What does she do?
Um, well, I know that she worked out of the year and she's trying to find something to do for the other 6 months.
Uh-huh.
I forget what she
Well,
did.
yeah, she says right here,
Mm.
she's the Tampa Electric Manatee Viewing Center host.
Oh, so it's not to do with Tampa Electric. It's Manatee uh nature.
Mhm.
Uh
Right. See
yeah.
what happens in the wintertime, we have all these manatees in Florida. They don't like cold water. So when the temperature gets low, the power plants, Tampa, we've got them in South Miami. There was one up in Palm Beach where the electrical facilities there discharge hot water back into the canals. So the water temperature is high. So you can go to these centers and you'll see 200, 300 manatees all crowded together. Okay, all crowded together, enjoying the warm water. And then what they do is they end up uh, feeding them. They actually feed them lettuce. So they want it seriously. People go there. It's fascinating to see. After 9/11, they restricted those areas a great deal. I don't know. Apparently, they may have opened it up a little bit because it was fascinating to watch these really incredible creatures. So that's her job, not a labor-intensive job. And the other, she's a caretaker, parking lot attendant. So let's look at,
Mm.
okay, so she graduated from high school in 1990. That's 34 years ago. So she graduated from high school 34 years ago. She was probably 17. She's 51 years old. All right. And she doesn't have, I mean, these are not high paying jobs. And, she certainly doesn't look her age. Okay, so it's seasonal. So I return every year. It's the other 6 months I struggle with. Every year I'm told they'll turn my position into a year-round one, but it hasn't happened yet. Okay, so she did it from October to April last year.
Hmm.
So So she appreciated the motivational message. So what have you been doing for work? Well, she didn't answer that question. If she stopped working in April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, she's been out of work for 10 months.
Mm.
Right, they're not gonna bring it.
I think she said she returns every year, but
Okay,
you're right. She could be not working for 10 months, or she could be like she could have returned now.
no, my guess is, according to this, she basically stopped working and October. See, if they brought her back, then she'd be working there from October of 23 which was last year, she'd still be working there. So you asked the question, what have you been doing for work? Seasonal. Okay, so she likes motivating quotes. Now you gave her one about the future belongs to those. So let's give her another one. So send her this one. Hope you had a nice weekend. I'm told they'll turn my position into a year, but it hasn't happened yet. Okay, let me,
Okay, yeah,
right, Catherine, if they're not looking at them, cut back. All right, now what I'm gonna do, I want to bring up a case study. All right, now, every day, we're making connections with people that we believe are prospects. And it only requires conversation to learn about the other person. So this is a case study I've been talking about for several weeks. Conversation that started with someone that had previously failed. And it doesn't matter what the company, doesn't matter. This example demonstrates the power of posting to build a relationship with prospects. The initial connection was made in November 2022, and the prospect enrolled in the business in June of 2023, 8 months later. During this period, only 60 minutes of texting time took place. Sharing posts on a regular basis helped develop the relationship. So this was a conversation between a lieutenant colonel in the Air Force that was a nurse and a network marketer that was a pharmacist. So the network marketer reached out. That sounds like a position that comes with a lot of responsibility. Now, since the person was clearly looking for something else, we use the transition line. Many of the professionals that I work with on LinkedIn are nurses that want to generate an additional income source. Now, actually, I didn't do this, she did. Perhaps you know some nurses that want to make extra income. What do you know about the network marketing business model? I wouldn't have done it that way. And he wrote back, I've been into several network marketing models in the past. I don't think it's for me. And this is where I got the call. And some of you may remember this. This happened live during our Ask Max session. So I got in. I hope you had a good weekend. Now, I'm not surprised that your experiences that you've been into several network marketing companies in the past. What companies have you worked with? So he writes back, thanks for asking about my weekend. I bless the Lord. Hopefully yours was good too. Some companies I've engaged with in the past, including Youngevity, Melaleuca, Forever Living, Zervita, Prepaid Legal, etc. Yeah, Debbie remembers watching the whole thing take place live. Well, I had a blessed weekend. Thank you. Why did you stop working with those companies? They were all hyped up and the promised results never materialized despite putting a lot of work in. I stopped because I cherish my integrity and credibility. Right? Now, I want you to, as we go through this, I want you to ask yourself a question. Is there anything that's being typed here that you couldn't do? And the answer is nothing. So what prompted you to get involved with these companies in the first place? I was looking for an additional level of income stream and wanted to stay healthier. Some people get into a network marketing company because of the product. A friend recommends a product to them because they've got a physical condition. Some people get into network marketing because they're looking for an opportunity that happens to revolve around a product. Well, how long ago were you with them? Last year. So I can relate to you on that. We're all trying to stay healthy. We've seen so much. What company? Oh, wait a minute. What? Max International. Well, I've heard a lot of Max International. I know someone who was taking their products. Are you still taking their products? Nope. I talk to people all the time. Now, this is the feel, felt, found strategy. I talk to people all the time that went through the same things you experienced. I also know a lot of people who have enjoyed tremendous success in network marketing. You see, to be successful in network marketing, you need three things. One, you need to be working with a company that has the products or services you can be passionate about, passionate to the point that you enjoy telling people about them without getting paid to do it. Second, you have to be working with someone that's successful, knows how to use social networks like LinkedIn and Facebook to build a business, and that's committed and dedicated to helping you succeed to build a team. And third, you need to have good online tools to do it. Based on your experience and the things that you've done, I'm not surprised that you tried network marketing. Frankly, I'm also not surprised that you didn't do well either. See, people that have your experience are generally very successful in network marketing. You know you have the people skills, financial skills, training skills, and leadership skills to be very successful in network marketing. I understand that you've had bad experience, but I also understand why. Now, would you be able to look at another company where there's nothing hyped and you would quickly see the opportunity? Now, when someone tells you they were looking for an opportunity and they didn't find it, they may have walked away from network marketing, but this person keeps going back. If the person that you're talking to likes you, the need is still there. The need for the opportunity is still there. More important than that, we have a system that can help you build the business virtually in an hour or two a day without losing your integrity and credibility, chasing people, your friends, family, spend money on advertising and buying leads. These are the things that turn people off. That these are all copy and paste scripts, but you have to modify them to fit the person you're talking to. Well, I'd like to know more about this company if you'd like to share. All right, so this part here, we'd like to share the information. I'm working with a company called LifeVantage. This is what put in your company. I started using the products then, okay, this is where you tell your story. She had an industry, and then an injury that affected her brain. So she had all kinds of issues. Her husband's partner recommended the products, and they worked. This is your story. Now, you're going to find that this is the easiest and least expensive way to start a business with products that you can truly be passionate about. It has no limits on how big it gets. If I didn't think you'd be successful, I wouldn't be talking to you about it now. And then we use the project launch script. I usually don't do this because we haven't had much time to learn about each other, but since time is of the essence and you have the people skills, financial skills, training skills, and leadership skills to be very successful in my business, I'm about to launch a special project. Help two people become top earners and leaders in my company using LinkedIn in the next 90 days and earn $15,000. You cannot use a project launch script if you clearly don't understand your comp plan. Would you like to know more about how we can get started making income? I know you'll enjoy working with me. When would you have time to go over the details? I'll take a look. Then we sent motivating images. The 3 C's of life: choices, chances, changes. You must make a choice to take a chance or your life will never change. Followed with, I hope you had a great day. I just discovered that on LinkedIn, there are 27,000 nurses looking for an opportunity to make extra income that are eager to talk to me. I so look forward to working with you. I hope you have a nice day. Another image. Moving images. Positive attitude gives you power over your circumstances instead of your circumstances having power over you. Sharing these images builds rapport, builds relationships without talking to people. Now, they went 3 months where the only communication was they liked her posts. Or thanks for sharing. Now, when we post, we can either post something static, like the image on the left, or a GIF, the image on the right. You get higher response rates with GIFs. Static image, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. GIF, moving image, will get you 3 times our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. Thomas Edison, static image, GIF. When life hands you lemons, make lemonade. When something happens that takes you down a different road than you had planned, you can take control of the situation, turn it into something positive. What looks like a catastrophe can end up being a wonderful new opportunity. GIF. Moving image. So posting moving images week after week kept you in their thoughts. It's Friday. How are you doing? On National Nurses Day, she sent that. You want the rainbow, you got to put up with the rain. And then he comes back. Hi, my main concern is, why are these products not readily marketable at stores if they are producing such life-saving outcomes? I honestly still struggle with MLM types of business. Well, we jumped in. I understand why you're mentally struggling with the MLM business model, considering all your previous MLM experiences. Remember, at one point in time, so did I. The answer to your question as to why our products are not readily marketable at stores since they produce such great life-saving outcomes is simple. When a company has developed a product, there are 2 ways to bring it to the market: multi-level marketing, or attempt to retail the product through retail stores. The MLM model is less expensive for the company and produces faster results than retail. MLM appeals to many companies as a way to get their products in front of customers more quickly and with less overhead compared to a traditional retail model. By relying on direct selling to consumers, MLMs grow through expanding networks of independent distributors faster than they would if they were just sitting on a shelf. And then, oppose. It always seems impossible until it's done. Post. And then what happened, she goes to wish him a happy a safe Memorial Day weekend. Person came back and signed up in the business. It all comes down to conversation. Okay, Amelia, I have a connection writing to me now. I thought she was not a good prospect. Can you help? I feel bad since she shared her illness with you. Well, we can look at this another time, but here's the bottom line. If you feel a person is not a good prospect, it's not a good prospect. You're looking for business builders. Now, frankly, you could bring anybody into your business, even people that maybe only bring in 1 or 2 people, could bring in other people who bring in other people, and then ultimately somebody ends up bringing somebody really big into the business. Jump on another session, we'll take a look at it, but again, if you think she's not a good prospect, listen to your inner voice. We'll see you